Divine love and blessing, opening hearts to the sacred gifts of God's care. We all seek love and blessing in our lives, yearning to feel the warmth and care emanating from higher powers. In the swift currents of life, filled with hustle and bustle, we often overlook the divine gifts that surround us every day. However, if we learn to open our hearts to perceive these sacred moments, we will discover that divine love and blessing surround us everywhere, ready to bestow their tenderness and support. Divine love permeates our lives like light, illuminating our days and instilling hope in the darkest moments. It can manifest through acts of kindness and compassion we receive from others, or through the sense of connection and unity with loved ones. Divine love is a feeling of deep acceptance and understanding that fills our hearts with joy and peace. Divine blessing comes to us like a gentle cloak, shielding us from life's storms and filling us with prosperity and abundance. It can manifest in the form of unexpected opportunities that open new horizons for us, or through moments of inspiration that help us gain clarity in our path. Divine blessing is the confidence that we carry within us everything we need to fulfill our dreams and goals, and that we will always be provided with support and guidance by our spiritual guide. However, to fully embrace these divine gifts, we must open our hearts and minds to receive them. It means being willing to see love and blessing in every moment of our lives, in the smallest details and events that surround us every day. It means practicing gratitude for all that we have and being open to new opportunities and experiences brought to us by divine providence. When we open our hearts to divine love and blessing, we discover that our lives are filled with deep meaning and purpose. We begin to see that every moment of our existence has its value and significance, and that we are always under the protection and guidance of divine presence. And so, let us open our hearts to divine love and blessing, allowing them to fill our lives with light and joy. May these divine gifts become our guides and comfort in all our endeavors and efforts, helping us overcome all obstacles and find true happiness and prosperity. Divine grace. Embracing God's unconditional love and blessings. In the tapestry of existence, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, there exists a profound truth: the unwavering presence of divine grace, ever flowing and ever abundant. This divine grace is the essence of God's unconditional love and blessings, showered upon us like gentle rain, nurturing our souls and guiding our paths. Divine grace is a gift beyond measure, freely given to all who open their hearts to receive it. It is the hand of providence that guides us through life's trials and tribulations, offering solace in times of despair and hope in moments of doubt. It is the whispered reassurance that we are never alone, that we are eternally held in the embrace of divine love. But to fully experience divine grace, we must first surrender to its transformative power. We must release our grip on control and allow ourselves to be enveloped by the boundless love of the universe. It requires humility, faith, and a willingness to trust in the unseen forces that govern our lives. Divine grace often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the kindness of strangers, the beauty of nature, or the serendipitous events that defy rational explanation. It is the quiet voice that speaks to us in moments of stillness, the inner knowing that assures us of our inherent worth and value. And as we learn to embrace divine grace, we discover that it is not earned through merit or deservingness, but simply bestowed upon us as a testament to God's infinite love. It is a reminder that we are cherished beyond measure, that we are worthy of all the blessings that life has to offer. So let us open our hearts to divine grace, allowing it to flow through us and illuminate our lives with its radiant light. May we embrace its transformative power and allow it to guide us on our journey toward wholeness and fulfillment. And may we always remember that we are eternally held in the loving embrace of divine grace, now and forevermore.
Divine guidance, trusting in God's plan and blessings. In the grand tapestry of life, every thread, every hue, every twist and turn is woven with divine purpose. Yet, amidst the complexity of existence, we may find ourselves grappling with uncertainty, searching for meaning and direction. It is in these moments of questioning that we are called to trust in the divine guidance of God's plan and blessings. Divine guidance is the gentle hand that leads us along the path of our highest good, even when we cannot see the way forward. It is the silent whisper that nudges us in the right direction, the subtle signpost that reassures us we are on the right track. It is the unwavering presence that reminds us we are never alone, for God's love and guidance are with us always. But trusting in God's plan and blessings requires more than just faith. It demands surrender. It asks us to relinquish our need for control and to surrender to the divine wisdom that knows what is best for us. It invites us to release our fears and doubts and to place our trust wholeheartedly in the loving embrace of the universe. Divine guidance often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the form of a chance encounter, a sudden insight, or a serendipitous event that alters the course of our lives. It is the gentle tug at our heartstrings, the inner knowing that assures us we are on the right path. And as we learn to trust in God's plan and blessings, we discover a profound sense of peace and serenity that transcends all understanding. We come to realize that everything that unfolds in our lives is part of a greater plan, guided by divine wisdom and love. So let us trust in God's plan and blessings, knowing that we are always supported and guided by the infinite wisdom of the universe. May we surrender to the divine guidance that leads us toward our highest good, and may we embrace the blessings that abound in every moment of our lives.
Divine Providence, embracing God's guidance and blessings in life's journey. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, highs and lows, challenges and triumphs. In the midst of this ever-changing landscape, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed. However, amidst the chaos, there exists a guiding hand, the divine providence of God's guidance and blessings, guiding us along our path and bestowing upon us the gifts of grace and love. Divine providence is the unseen force that orchestrates the events of our lives, guiding us toward our highest good and deepest fulfillment. It is the loving presence that watches over us, offering support and guidance in times of need. It is the gentle whisper that speaks to our hearts, nudging us in the direction of our true purpose. But embracing divine providence requires trust. Trust in the unseen, trust in the unfolding of divine timing, and trust in the inherent goodness of the universe. It means surrendering our fears and doubts and allowing ourselves to be carried by the currents of divine grace. Divine providence often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the form of a timely opportunity, a chance encounter, or a sudden insight that illuminates our path. It is the synchronicities that seem too perfect to be mere coincidence, the signs and symbols that point us in the direction of our dreams. And as we learn to trust in divine providence, we discover a profound sense of peace and serenity that transcends our earthly concerns. We come to understand that we are never alone, that we are always supported and guided by a loving presence that knows our deepest desires and aspirations. So let us embrace divine providence, knowing that we are always held in the loving embrace of God's guidance and blessings. May we trust in the wisdom of the universe and allow ourselves to be carried by the currents of divine grace. And may we open our hearts to receive the gifts of love, peace, and abundance that flow to us from the infinite wellspring of divine providence. Divine compassion. Finding comfort and guidance in God's love. In the midst of life's storms and uncertainties, there exists a boundless reservoir of compassion. The divine love of God, ever present and unwavering. It is in this ocean of compassion that we find solace and guidance, for God's love is a beacon of light that shines through the darkness, illuminating our path and offering us comfort in times of need. Divine compassion is the gentle embrace that soothes our troubled hearts, the whispered reassurance that we are not alone in our struggles. It is the soft voice that speaks to us in moments of despair, reminding us of our inherent worth and guiding us toward healing and wholeness. But to fully experience divine compassion, we must open ourselves to its transformative power. We must release our burdens and allow ourselves to be held in the loving embrace of God's grace. It requires vulnerability, humility, and a willingness to surrender to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Divine compassion often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the form of a kind word from a stranger, a gentle touch from a loved one, or a moment of stillness that calms our restless souls. It is the silent presence that comforts us in our darkest hours, the inner knowing that we are loved beyond measure. And as we learn to embrace divine compassion, we discover that it is a force that knows no bounds. It transcends time and space, reaching into the deepest recesses of our being. We come to understand that we are held in the loving embrace of God's compassion, and that we are always guided by its gentle hand. Divine presence, nurturing the soul with God's loving guidance. In the midst of life's hustle and bustle, amidst the noise and chaos, there exists a serene oasis, the divine presence of God, a sanctuary of peace and solace for the weary soul. It is within this sacred space that we find refuge and renewal. For God's presence is a constant source of comfort and guidance, ever present and unwavering. Divine presence is the gentle whisper that stirs our hearts, the silent communion that fills us with a sense of belonging and purpose. It is the quietude of the soul, where we can find rest and restoration in the midst of life's storms. It is the loving embrace that envelops us, reminding us that we are cherished beyond measure. But to fully experience divine presence, we must cultivate a receptive heart and a quiet mind. We must create space within ourselves for God's love to dwell, letting go of distractions and worries to be fully present in the moment. It requires mindfulness, patience, and a willingness to surrender to the divine flow of grace. Divine presence often reveals itself in subtle ways, in the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, or the gentle touch of a loved one. It is the stillness that settles over us in moments of prayer, the warmth that fills us when we feel lost and alone. It is the inner knowing that we are never truly separated from the source of all life. And as we learn to attune ourselves to divine presence, we discover that it is a guiding light in the darkness, a beacon of hope and inspiration on our journey through life. We come to understand that we are never alone, that God is with us always, guiding us with love and wisdom every step of the way. So let us open our hearts to divine presence, allowing it to permeate every aspect of our being. May we find solace and strength in its comforting embrace, and may we be guided by its gentle hand on our path toward wholeness and healing. And may we always remember that we are beloved children of God, forever held in the tender embrace of divine presence. Divine guidance. Embracing God's light in life's journey. Life is a voyage through unknown waters, with each wave and wind presenting new challenges and opportunities. In this vast expanse of existence, we often seek a guiding light to illuminate our path and steer us toward our true destination. Thankfully, amidst the darkness, there shines a divine beacon, the guiding light of God's wisdom and love, ever present and ever nurturing. Divine guidance is the gentle hand that leads us through the labyrinth of life, offering clarity and direction when the path ahead seems obscured. It is the quiet voice that speaks to our hearts, nudging us in the direction of our highest good. It is the unwavering presence that accompanies us on our journey, offering solace and support in times of need. But to fully embrace divine guidance, we must cultivate a deep sense of trust and surrender. We must release our grip on control and allow ourselves to be carried by the currents of divine will. It requires faith, humility, and a willingness to let go of our own desires and agendas in favor of aligning with the greater purpose of the universe. Divine guidance often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the form of a chance encounter, a sudden insight, or a serendipitous event that alters the course of our lives. It is the synchronicities that seem to whisper of a higher plan at work, the signs and symbols that point us toward our true calling. It is the inner knowing that assures us we are on the right path, even when the way forward seems uncertain. And as we learn to trust in divine guidance, we discover a profound sense of peace and purpose that transcends our earthly concerns. We come to understand that we are not alone on our journey, but are supported and guided by a loving presence that knows us intimately and cares for us deeply. So let us open our hearts to divine guidance, allowing it to illuminate our path and lead us toward our highest good. May we surrender to the wisdom of the universe and trust in the unfolding of divine will. And may we walk in the light of God's love, knowing that we are always guided and supported on our journey through life. Divine wisdom. navigating life's journey with God's insight. Life is a winding path filled with twists and turns that can leave us feeling lost and unsure of which direction to take. In these moments of confusion, we turn to the divine wisdom of God, a guiding light that illuminates our path and provides us with insight and clarity. Divine wisdom is the deep well of knowledge that flows from the heart of God, offering us guidance and understanding in times of need. It is the still, small voice that speaks to us in moments of quiet reflection, imparting timeless truths that resonate with our souls. It is the inner knowing that arises when we align ourselves with the divine will, leading us toward our highest good. But to fully embrace divine wisdom, we must cultivate a spirit of openness and receptivity. We must quiet the noise of the world and listen attentively to the wisdom that dwells within us. It requires humility, patience, and a willingness to surrender to the guidance of the divine. Divine wisdom often reveals itself in unexpected ways, in the form of a sudden insight, a flash of inspiration, or a serendipitous encounter that changes the course of our lives. It is the gentle nudges and whispers that guide us along our journey, helping us to navigate life's challenges with grace and poise. It is the profound sense of clarity and understanding that arises when we attune ourselves to the wisdom of the universe. And as we learn to trust in divine wisdom, we discover that we are never alone on our journey. We are supported and guided by a loving presence that knows us intimately and cares for us deeply. We come to understand that the answers we seek are always within reach, if only we have the courage to listen and trust. So let us open our hearts to divine wisdom, allowing it to illuminate our path and guide us toward our true purpose. May we trust in the wisdom of the universe and follow its guidance with faith and confidence. And may we walk in the light of God's love, knowing that we are always supported and guided on our journey through life. Divine connection, strengthening our bond with God's presence. In the tapestry of existence, there exists a sacred thread that binds us to the divine. The intimate connection we share with God's presence, a bond that transcends time and space. It is through this divine connection that we find solace, guidance, and strength to navigate the complexities of life. Divine connection is the deep resonance that echoes within our souls, reminding us of our inherent oneness with the universe. It is the quiet communion we share with God in moments of prayer, meditation, and contemplation, where we can feel the divine presence enveloping us in its loving embrace. It is the inner knowing that we are never separate from the source of all creation, but are always held in the arms of divine love. But to deepen our connection with the divine, we must cultivate a relationship built on trust, love, and openness. We must carve out sacred spaces in our lives where we can commune with God, whether through prayer, meditation, or acts of service. It requires patience, devotion, and a willingness to surrender to the divine will. Divine connection often reveals itself in subtle ways, in the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, or the serendipitous events that seem to align with our deepest desires. It is the gentle nudges and whispers that guide us along our path, helping us to discern the will of the divine amidst the noise of the world. It is the profound sense of peace and contentment that washes over us when we are in communion with God. And as we deepen our connection with the divine, we discover that it is a source of infinite wisdom, love, and grace. We come to understand that we are never alone on our journey, but are always supported and guided by a loving presence that knows us intimately and cares for us deeply. So let us cultivate our connection with the divine, nurturing it with love and devotion. May we open our hearts to receive the blessings of God's presence, and may we walk hand in hand with the divine on our journey through life. And may we always remember that we are beloved children of God, forever held in the loving embrace of divine connection. Divine harmony, aligning with God's will for peace and fulfillment. In the symphony of existence, there exists a divine melody that resonates throughout the cosmos, the harmony of God's will, a guiding force that orchestrates the rhythms of life with grace and wisdom. It is through this divine harmony that we find alignment, peace, and fulfillment on our journey through the world. Divine harmony is the inner resonance that echoes within our souls, reminding us of our interconnectedness with all of creation. It is the gentle cadence of life's unfolding, where we can hear the divine melody weaving through the fabric of our experiences. It is the inner knowing that we are part of something greater than ourselves, and that our lives are guided by the hand of divine providence. But to align with divine harmony, we must attune ourselves to the rhythms of the universe and surrender to the flow of divine will. We must release our attachments and desires, allowing ourselves to be carried by the currents of grace and love. It requires patience, trust, and a willingness to let go of our own agendas in favor of aligning with the greater purpose of existence. Divine harmony often reveals itself in subtle ways, in the synchronicities that seem to guide our path, the intuitive nudges that lead us toward our highest good, and the moments of serenity and peace that wash over us when we are in alignment with the divine. It is the inner resonance that assures us we are on the right path, even when the way forward seems uncertain. And as we align with divine harmony, we discover a sense of peace and fulfillment that transcends our earthly concerns. We come to understand that we are not separate from the divine, but are an integral part of the cosmic symphony of life. We realize that our lives have purpose and meaning, and that we are guided by a loving presence that knows us intimately and cares for us deeply. So let us align with divine harmony, allowing its melody to guide us on our journey through life. May we surrender to the rhythms of the universe and trust in the wisdom of divine providence. And may we walk in harmony with the divine, knowing that we are always supported and guided on our path toward wholeness and fulfillment. Divine union. Embracing the sacred connection with God within the depths of our being lies a sacred sanctuary, the space where our souls merge with the divine essence of God, creating a profound union of love and light. This divine union is a sacred bond that transcends the limitations of the physical world, uniting us with the infinite source of all creation. Divine union is the merging of our consciousness with the divine consciousness, where we experience a deep sense of oneness and connection with God. It is the inner communion we share with the divine presence, where we can feel the divine love flowing through us and guiding us on our path. It is the inner knowing that we are not separate from God, but are intimately connected to the source of all life. But to experience divine union, we must cultivate a heart open to love and a mind receptive to the whispers of the divine. We must surrender our ego and allow ourselves to be enveloped in the divine embrace of unconditional love. It requires humility, devotion, and a willingness to surrender to the divine will. Divine union often reveals itself in moments of deep prayer, meditation, and contemplation, where we can experience the presence of God in its fullness. It is the feeling of peace and contentment that washes over us when we are in communion with the divine. It is the sense of wholeness and completeness that fills our souls when we realize our true nature as divine beings. And as we embrace divine union, we discover that it is a source of infinite love, wisdom, and grace. We come to understand that we are not alone in this world, but are always supported and guided by the loving presence of God. We realize that our lives have purpose and meaning, and that we are part of a divine plan far greater than we can imagine. So let us embrace divine union, allowing ourselves to merge with the divine presence within us and around us. May we open our hearts to receive the blessings of God's love, and may we walk hand in hand with the divine on our journey through life. And may we always remember that we are beloved children of God, forever united in the sacred bond of divine union. Divine embrace, surrendering to God's unconditional love. In the tender embrace of the divine lies a sanctuary of peace and acceptance, the loving arms of God, ready to envelop us in a warmth that knows no bounds. This divine embrace is a sacred refuge where we find solace, healing, and unconditional love, regardless of our faults or shortcomings. Divine embrace is the gentle touch that soothes our weary souls, the whispered reassurance that we are worthy of love and forgiveness. It is the compassionate gaze that sees us for who we truly are, beyond our masks and pretenses. It is the unconditional acceptance that embraces us just as we are, inviting us to lay down our burdens and rest in the arms of divine grace. But to fully experience the divine embrace, we must surrender ourselves completely to God's love. We must let go of our fears, insecurities, and judgments, allowing ourselves to be held in the loving embrace of divine mercy. It requires humility, vulnerability, and a willingness to open our hearts to receive the boundless love that awaits us. Divine embrace often reveals itself in moments of prayer, meditation, and contemplation, where we can feel the presence of God surrounding us like a warm embrace. It is the inner knowing that we are never alone, that we are always held in the arms of divine love, no matter what challenges we may face. It is the peace that washes over us when we surrender to the divine will and trust in the wisdom of God's plan. And as we surrender to the divine embrace, we discover a profound sense of peace, joy, and wholeness that transcends our earthly concerns. We come to understand that we are deeply loved and cherished by God, and that we are always held in the loving embrace of divine grace. So let us surrender to the divine embrace, allowing ourselves to be held in the arms of God's unconditional love. May we open our hearts to receive the blessings of divine mercy and forgiveness, and may we walk in the light of God's love, knowing that we are always cherished and beloved by the divine. Within the embrace of divine love, I find solace, strength, wisdom, and heavenly light, filling every space. With supernatural power, with love and with care, may my path be illuminated, my heart blessed beyond compare. Under the shield of divine grace, in peace and in unity, the highest will is done. I walk forth with faith and serenity, united with the divine, in oneness and in love. I am blessed, I am protected, I am free, I am beloved. Divine embrace, finding peace and love in God's presence. Amidst life's tumultuous journey, there exists a sanctuary where weary souls find solace amidst chaos and quandary. In the embrace of divine love, a sacred refuge is found, where hearts are healed and grace's sweet melody resound. Within this hallowed space, we find strength anew. As God's gentle whispers guide us, our spirits renew. With each step forward, in trust and surrender we tread, for in the embrace of divine love, our fears are gently shed. No burden too heavy, no sorrow too deep. In God's loving arms we find solace and sweet relief. With every breath, with every beat of our heart, we are cradled in love, never to depart. So let us embrace this divine gift, this sacred treasure, and journey forth with faith, knowing love is our measure. In the embrace of divine love, we find our truest home. Guided by grace, we'll never be alone. Within the gentle caress of divine love's embrace, we discover a haven, a sacred space. In the depths of our souls where fears reside, God's love shines bright, a beacon, a guide. With arms open wide and hearts full of grace, we're held in the warmth of God's embrace. In times of darkness, in moments of doubt, divine love surrounds us, casting fears out. Through trials and triumphs, through joys and tears, God's love remains steadfast, calming our fears. In the embrace of divine love, we find our peace, a sanctuary of solace, where worries cease. So let us surrender, let go, and release into the arms of divine love, where all worries cease. For in this sacred embrace, we're forever held, in the boundless love of God, where all is well. In the sanctuary of divine love's embrace, we discover the essence of our being, where every worry, every fear, is met with tender, loving care, unseen. It's here, in this sacred space, that we find the strength to rise, to face the challenges ahead with faith, with hope, with eyes that see beyond the skies. With each heartbeat, with each breath, we feel the presence of the divine, guiding us, comforting us, like a gentle hand in the darkness, a radiant sign. For in the embrace of divine love there is no room for doubt or despair, only the promise of a brighter tomorrow, a future filled with love beyond compare.